Welcome to the latest episode of the Hustleshare Podcast. We have gone through 2020 finally. But before we finally leave this fucked up year as it is, I need to pay due what the respect that I've been wanting to have here for the longest time. And again, last but definitely not the least, our season finale for season 4 of Hustle Share is finally here. And I'd like to welcome our sponsor, and also our biggest guest this season, Mr. Nitin Agarwal of B21. Woo! Nitin, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice to be here.
Finally, again, we've
Yeah.
been flexing you for a while now, and again, everybody knows if you've been listening to Hustle Share the past couple months, B21 has been part of this show for a significant part of time. Again, you guys were there during our top 100 episodes, and now 12 episodes. I mean, 14 episodes after that. You're still around again. Thank you very much. We're very grateful. But before I get carried away, I need to ask you if it's $1 million question, how do you say it? Million coin question.
Yeah.
Nitin, what's your hustle?
Well, it's a very good question. Look, every day is a hustle, and we are in an entrepreneurship journey. We are in a startup. This is my first startup gig. I've been in smaller startup organizations, but not as a founder.
Wow.
And but I've been in large corporate, smaller organizations, but not as a founder. This one is my own gig. I've been here for I've been with B21, or I founded B21 two and a half, almost 3 years ago,
Wow.
and and I think it is the cutting edge of technology, and that's what is kick-ass for me. That what drives me every single day. Wake up in the morning, 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning, and you start your day hustling. And
Absolutely.
so there are, right. It is that thing what drives you. It's the
Mhm.
is a passion to bring investing in Bitcoin or investing in crypto to everyone.
Mhm.
That's what is the most exciting part. We every day strive mm, to be for the average individual, to be for the common man, to be for people like you, me,
Mhm.
everyone. We are not for the elite few, the people
Yep.
who have hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars. If they want to invest, it is easy, right? There will be a
Right.
lot of people who will help, right?
Mhm.
But for people like for an average person, for an everyday doctor, lawyer,
Mhm.
engineer, cab driver, their small business owners, etc. How
Mhm.
do they get involved? How do they
Yeah.
get involved in the next generation shift of
Mhm.
technology? We call it like next orbital shift in technology, right?
Got it.
How this decentralization is going to change the world. So that's my hustle. My hustle is to
Wow.
bring investing in crypto to everyone. Means
And
if
that
my mom can invest in it, yeah,
Mhm.
then I can say, okay, fine, that's where we are. So that's what we drives us. Yeah,
And that's great because again, it's leveling the playing field, removing all these blocks that only the elite few, the top 1% or top 5% that have that privilege for, and now removing that playing field so that everybody can also play the same game and have the same gains as well, just like everybody else. But before we talk about Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrencies right now, I need you to buckle up, Nitin, because for the last time this 2020. We've
yeah.
upgraded our Hustle Share time machine during your era. So thanks to B21 for allowing us to have the Hustle Share time machine upgraded because I need you to buckle up because we're going to ride the Hustle Share time machine. Boom. And there you are. We are now all the way back because I need to understand. You said that this is the first time you've actually had your own startup as the founder. But how was it growing up? What were your early inclinations towards technology? Because I've seen that you became product manager at PayPal at one point. Were you a dev? Were you a business type of guy? What was it like?
Yeah. So So look, I'm an engineer, and so I'm a
Mm,
builder by heart.
there
Okay,
you go.
I enjoy building stuff. I started my career in a factory, in a production shop where I used to go in shifts and work, and I got the best grooming of my time. Okay, it's like there
Hmm.
also we were building, producing, etc. But that was the best grooming, right? With your hands, building stuff in the factories, working with
Hmm.
everyday workers. That's where it started. Then I did my masters, I did my MBA. Then after that, I got into technology.
Yeah.
I never did coding, but I was involved with a lot of technologists, very smart
Hmm.
technologists as well.
Hmm.
And then, as it would have happened, I went into payments. I did
Mm.
part of it in. I started with the banks. Then I did my PayPal years. Means like 10 years back. It was still formative years,
Hmm.
and did my hustle in PayPal. And that's where I realized that the thing which I understand is payments. The thing which I get, the thing which I think I am bound to, and the things which naturally inclines me or naturally connects with me is payments. And
Hmm.
like, okay, fine, this is where I will always be, and I
Hmm.
just stayed on. After PayPal were very good years. I
Hmm.
would do all in work with a lot of technologies, but bring about the best payment products in the industry. Then moved to a startup. I think I was the 20th member of that startup,
Wow.
and then grew from there. Built the entire product,
Hmm.
built the platform, built the product, did marketing, became head of sales for Europe and Asia. So it was the full journey of a product life cycle.
Correct.
And knowing and coming from a coming from a builder perspective, somebody who would like to build products for the masses, for scale. I was I was successful in my sales career as well, because I would connect to the buyer that, hey, this is what makes sense for your business, for the industry as well.
That makes
And
sense.
right, and so I had the fortune of doing the full life cycle of the product, building the technology platform, building the product on top of it, doing the marketing of it, and then
Hmm.
eventually doing the sales of it. So it was like a full MBA in or
Yeah.
masters, or full MBA in real life,
Hmm.
right?
And that's the
And
best.
then
That's the best
once
teacher.
there, then I correct. That's the best teacher, right? There was ups and downs,
Hmm.
and failures and pivots and whatnot. And
Uh-huh.
after that, I said, okay, fine. I am going to be in payments.
Hmm.
Bestest part of payments is being in crypto,
Hmm.
and there was this thought process to actually bring, like you said, make it the leveling field
Yeah.
for everyone to invest. Said,
Correct.
okay, fine. Like let's do it. So
Okay. Now, before we talk about you jumping again to make make it a level playing field for everybody, I want to dissect two things about your past a little bit, because PayPal is one of the behemoths of payments, and they are the granddaddy of them all, right? In terms of digital payments, and you're a product manager there. And again, they always say that there's a PayPal mafia, right? The ones that really run the tech world: Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, what have you. There's a lot more. But in PayPal, when you work for such a prestigious, they're technically a startup before, but it became so big that you fell in love with payments. What was your experience like there, becoming product manager? Where, first of all, in 2008, there's not too many product managers out there in the world yet, because
correct. Yes.
correct. So,
Yes.
what was that experience like?
So it was actually it was actually very interesting. The interesting thing was, PayPal was still innovating, and was still innovating fast, and
Mm,
the hunger, the appetite for innovation and growth was spectacular.
mm,
So we were and the part of the technology, or the part of the group I was in, we we were chartered to bring in more and more payment products in the market. So what we would do is we would find a little small idea, build a little bit of a prototype, run it in PayPal itself, and see how is the.
Wow.
So it was like a microcosm of an entrepreneurship itself.
Yeah. It's like
And it's like
MVPs within PayPal itself.
correct. And we would fast fail, and the only good thing was, and we would have to ask for once the prototype is done, we would show results and then ask for budget. That hey, now
Mm,
we're showing great things, and now we need budget, we need money to scale it.
mm.
And some of our projects, some of the products which we brought about, they turned out to be one of the best performing products in for the year.
Wow.
So that was a learning. It was great. In fact, I remember there was this we used to call it lab rats. So there was an idea competition
Yeah.
where you create these products,
Mm,
and I've created the product and I won the
mm.
best product innovation award that year. So that
Wow.
was fantastic. And the good part about PayPal was that they would not the it was the idea, it was the concept which would matter. It would not be, are you bringing it from India, from Singapore,
Yeah, yeah.
from Europe, or from US. It was great.
Mm.
Means from all the way from there, we PayPal helped us even to file a patent around that. So we became
Wow.
the most innovative product in the of the year and filed a patent, and it was great. While
Mm,
they are the behemoths, but why this PayPal mafia exists is
mhm.
because of the ingrained culture of innovating, of not letting people stop their creativity, stop
Mm.
innovating. People, it was like, hey, if you have something that you want to build it, go ahead. Right? I don't know how many of us know, but even one of our favorite
Mhm.
products, which you and I use a lot, is LinkedIn,
Yep.
the PayPal Mafia product, right? Built
Correct.
for right. So it's like it's not only payments, but if you have a nicer product idea, thought process, you
Mhm,
would be back. And that was the culture got ingrained and
mhm.
made a lot of sense.
And that's correct because again, that culture, once it's ingrained with you, it's a recipe for success over and over again. But other than culture, I want to talk about skill set because as a product manager, and in 2008, like what I said, there's not too many of you. But as a skill, to be a proper product manager, this is something, and it's very different from being project manager. It's two different things.
Yes.
How do you even become good at it when it's so nascent at that time where there's not much of a playbook to become how to be a great product manager in which you succeeded, and obviously it showed in the products that you created. It became the product of the year. How did you do that, and what were the skills you learned?
Yeah. Look, the actually, if you think about product manager, is a business person within the organization. You own this part of the business, and if that thinking comes in, that you're not only thinking about one little set, but you are thinking about how this business interacts with the entire ecosystem, right? That is the recipe, right? That's how a great product manager would work. They would not only think about their only little
Correct.
sphere, but they would look at how this product fits in the entire my
Ecosystem.
my ecosystem, right? Think
Yeah.
about how will this product impact the risk of PayPal? How will it impact the user acquisition? Will it impact the you the you the UX? Would it impact the profit and loss? Will there be any legal implications? Right. So once you start thinking holistically, you are the best product manager. And
There
the
you go.
interesting part is the product manager only owns the product. They don't own the technology. They don't own the people. So
Mhm.
it's actually crisscross. You have to work with the right technologies. You have to find your way. You have to actually keep selling that your product or your business idea
Mhm.
about your product is the best, and get support from technologists, architects, get support from people, etc., and then be able to manage that. And that was those. It was formative years, but I
Mhm.
think those were the days when you were also given a chance to execute.
There
So
you go.
it came both and both. It was boon as well for us. Although
Absolutely. Now, in that said, I'm pretty sure this is what you took with you after the PayPal stint, which you brought in to Wavecrest Group when you became marketing and business development. Again, owning the product, making sure that you do it. And I'd like to know about your journey here, because you started in Hyderabad and eventually moved to Gibraltar, which is, by the way, one of the top 10 scariest airports to land in the
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
Right?
I
The
could tell
Rock of
stories.
Gibraltar will scare the living fuck out of you, by the way. So Google how that looks like. But let's talk about the journey, because you stayed here for almost 7 years. What did you learn in this next stint that you had?
So yeah, so it was like I said, it was a startup. We were still
Mhm.
the company was still trying to figure out its sweet spot. The company knew that we were in technology, we were in payments. That's what
Mhm.
the only thing we know. So it was going towards services, going becoming a project person, going, and I said no. It's not about what all the customer keeps on telling you that this is what we want. It is about what we as an organization, because we are product organization, what we want in the product, and then this is the product which we want to give it to the customer, right?
Mhm.
Because a lot of time customer would also not know. A lot of time customer would also give you things which are less important for now, which can come in future, right? So we had to change the entire thinking that
Mhm.
it's a product. And yes, 7 years in Wavecrest, it happened because I started as head of product. It was not that I was the head of marketing and sales and
Mhm.
business
Mhm.
development. I started as a product person. Had the team with me, built the team, and build the first the technology and the product on top of it. So we built the platform, wrapped everything around, and built the product. So it was every 2 3 years it was a career progression because I was
Wow.
moving along with the product. Right? And
Mm.
last 3 years, and then did marketing because we realized we were not doing any marketing. Okay, so who can do marketing? I raised my hand. Okay, fine. Why don't you start? So you start again, and so it was constantly innovating ourselves, constantly challenging my own self to do newer and better things. And I was in Hyderabad. I was given, and I said when I'll tell you why. I was running marketing and product solutions,
Mhm.
and I said I want to do sales. And he's like,
Wow.
okay, a product person sitting out of India wants to do sales in Europe. Okay,
Wow.
okay, not easy, right? It's not. It's like a leap of faith somebody has to take.
Mhm.
And they said the management said, okay, fine, we'll give you the chance. Let's see what happens. Okay. And I remember very clearly they gave me a target in May of the year, and they
Okay.
said, "Hey, this is your target. If you do some sales, because I said, give me some target." They
Mhm.
said, "Okay, this is your target. If you do some sales, we'll give you some incentive." I said,
Wow.
"Fair enough." Okay.
Okay.
And as luck would have had it, yeah, as luck would have had it, like in 45 days, the target was done,
What? That's
and
crazy.
I sold
Wow.
those three customers. Yeah, it was phenomenal, and I was given for 8 months, and in like 1.5 months I was done. I go back to the management saying that, hey, this is done. Now what?
Mm.
And then the management, like all management should do, they stayed the tune and they said, look, the deal was not to stop. If you're successful, continue being successful.
Of course, they want
I said,
more.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and look, if you're getting customers, what best can happen in a company if you can get more and more customers and
Yeah.
more and
Double
more
down.
revenues? They double down. So I said, fine. I said, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to handle a lot of other stuff. I'm going to focus my energies here. And I was given the blessing.
Mhm.
And by year end, I was the best performing salesperson in the industry, in the company.
And you
And
were
I
an
was running like
engineer. Wow.
and that actually was the best part. I
Yeah.
was an engineer, I was a builder, I was the product person, so I would understand everything.
Correct.
Okay, I was not a salesperson that I would go back and check and come back. No, no, no. I will tell you everything. If you want something different, I'll tell you how these Legos can fit to give you your pieces, your
Absolutely.
product, right?
Mhm.
So it was actually a very big asset. So that year passed. Next year they said it was like, okay, you continue doing, and now you should move to Gibraltar. Fine, let's do that. Moved to Gibraltar. But look, I was in Gibraltar, but I was always on the move. I was
Oh,
traveling all
wow.
around the world, selling, meeting
Wow.
customers.
That's crazy.
2 years, it was fun. Next 2 years was like big selling. It was fun. It was very exciting time.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
So yeah,
But you
yeah.
left that life.
Look, if
But
you get it,
Mhm.
all I'll say that once you, yeah. So I'm just saying, when you get a chance and when you are on high, you keep doing it. It was fun, and
Mhm.
there were times then I have not. There were months together that I
Mhm.
would not spend two consecutive weekends at one place. It
Wow. Oh
was
my God.
travel, travel, travel.
Wow. That's
Yeah. So
amazing.
for like 8 months, 9 months, I was two consecutive weekends were not there at one place. Um, it was fun.
Mhm.
Then things changed in the organization, and simultaneously my
Mhm.
appetite was more. I wanted more, and then said, okay, what more from here? I have
Mhm.
done the sales job. I understand the business. I understand the product. Okay, I have some money in the bank. Being in sales, you get rewarded, right? You get incentives.
Of
I
course.
said, okay, time to start up. Time to do something which you are
Wow.
passionate about, which right even more to the next level. So that's where the journey of entrepreneurship started.
All right. So now I get it. So again, it's the next milestone that you need to overcome. But before you talk about that milestone, let's take a break because we need to play the B21 ad. Well, let's talk about that more after
Yeah.
the break. And we're back from the break. We're still with Nitin Agarwal of now B21. Is this after Wavecrest? Did you go straight B21 right away, or did you really had the idea of doing B21 already when you were just in Wave? How did this come about?
Yeah, I had the thought process. I had the idea already there, and then it was. I think February. It was time to take the plunge, start everything, and just go straight into it. And good thing was I was not alone, and I
Mm,
think that's also important
yeah,
to note that my co-founder was my co-founder and the business partner today was my boss in Wavecrest. He
wow,
so he joined. He left, and we both of us left, and we said we want to do something interesting, something more, and both of us left and started. He was the co-founder of Wavecrest as well, and he left.
wow.
He left, and both of us left, and we said, "Okay, fine, let's start."
That's
So,
amazing.
and
And
I
what was
think
his background?
so he has also been what we call payment junkies. So
Okay.
it's like both of us are like this. If there is a payment product, if there is a payment startup which is happening around the world, we probably
Uh,
will know of it.
wow.
Okay, we probably will like it. If there's
Hmm.
something interesting going on in payments,
Hmm.
we just want to know. So it's just the payment junkie thought process which binds us together.
Hmm.
So he's been in payments for, I don't know, 25, 30 years of his life,
Makes
all his
sense.
life again, and building same high-end, high scalability products, building and taking it to masses to scale. And that's what we did.
Hmm.
That's what we did in Wavecrest. That's what we're working to do, or we're working and
Hmm.
doing in B21. We're already there. It is just like one shift, and
Hmm.
I will just say proudly that we have been in Bitcoin before the biggies got in, right? Before
Yep.
PayPal got in,
Yep.
before the Facebook got in, before Twitter got in. So,
Yep.
we've been there in this for quite
Mm.
some time, and we share the same background, similar
Mhm.
passion. Yeah, that drives us to higher and better.
Okay. Now, obviously, I correct me if I'm wrong. I think since you do have, you've been in corporate for a while, you've been able to save up. You bootstrap this as the start, correct? Now, in
I
that
did
set,
bootstrap. We did bootstrap it, but we did raise some funding. We from some friends and family, we did get some. We did raise funding, so we were fortunate enough to have money in the bank to be able to build and run. Yeah.
got it. Now, in terms of building, right? So now you've always been, great at what you do and setting the target. People give you the target, you exceed it all the time. But what was different when now you're the one setting that for the whole company, right? Nobody was higher up. It's just you two, right? But was there any challenges you had to overcome after you took the leap and became the guys running everything now?
I think so. Two points to make here. Actually,
Okay.
one, the challenge was always in my mind. I had to overcome in my own mind that, hey, this is, and not get this challenges get to me, but hey, it's just another product, and you know it, you like it, you would use it, right? And then you build it and you
Mm.
set the direction, right? It was more in the mind that, hey, am I taking the right decision? Is this the product which the industry want? It was, and are you, am I going to fail, etc. These thoughts even today comes to, as an entrepreneur, as a hustler,
Mhm.
it keeps coming. Okay,
Yeah.
the answer is very simple, and we have to overcome it in our mind. We have to first win it in our mind, right? And we are it was a win in the mind first. And what I realized, and I'll tell you again from my experience being a product person and knowing the product in the industry, is that if you are building a product that you would like to use, if you're building a product that you, your friend, your family would like to use, then you are on the right track. You have your customer base itself. But if you're building for, hey, maybe that person will use it, no. Are you building something which you use it,
Should be personal.
right? It has, because you then know that if I will use it, I am already a customer. If my
Right.
friends will use it, you have customer, right? Then
Correct.
you are on the right track. If you are trying to find customer, then you are probably picking it up in a wrong manner.
Absolutely.
So if you go back to any big names, like even for example, Facebook and Twitter and others, right,
Mm.
or LinkedIn for that matter, it was built by the founder for himself and his friends nearby, right?
Correct. Correct.
Right. And that changes the whole equation.
Mhm.
That then you know what you want more.
Mhm.
You know how would you want to use it,
Mm.
and that drives that. So that I think so that was one change which helped. That realization helped, that this is what I want, and if I want it, and my friends want it, and my family wants it, I'm sure there's a market.
Absolutely. And the narrative would be so clear because it's deeply enrooted within your own want, right? That
Correct.
literally when you're selling it just comes out. So I totally agree. Well, for all my startups that I built with Party File, I love to party. Of course, easy. It's an easy thing. That's why they call me Party Ronster. Second thing with chatbots is so hard to great get people to use an app back then. So I said, you know what? I don't want to do the app game. I want to do messenger marketing. And it was so easy to sell. And now again, podcasting. By doing
Yeah.
Hustle Share, I created because it was all deeply enrooted with my own experiences that even when I'm telling the story, it just comes out naturally, even without a deck at all. But
Yeah.
Nitin, I want to know the second point. You said,
Hmm.
number one, you have to if it's within your own problem, create a product. What's the second point?
Like, I think I covered that one as well. You have to win it in your mind. Okay,
Mm.
it's not external. It's internal. Okay, if I walk in the room as a winner, I am the winner, right? If I walk in a room full of where I'm going to present, and I walk in a room as a winner, saying that, hey, this is my thing. I'm going to win this. I'm a winner already. right?
Mm.
And I think that the this kind of a passion, this kind of a winning attitude is contagious. Is
Absolutely.
actually viral. Okay,
Yes.
it's like it rubs off on each other. If I
Mm.
am passionate and I'm like, okay, fine, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, and this is going to happen. And this is contagious. It is, well, literally it is more contagious than COVID, right? It is like it rubs on people.
Yeah.
It rubs on people on calls, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
And it
Such
stays there for a
contagious.
long time, because you influence them for
Stays for
life.
a long time,
Yeah. All
right?
right. Now I want to understand how
And
you.
that was all about it. Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Absolutely. Now
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I want to understand how you then grew the team, right? What was, because you are industry experts. You've done it over and over again for other companies, but now this is yours. How did you scale up? How did you get the user base? How did you make sure that you grow there fast enough, faster than, again? And let's admit it, this is a very competitive landscape you're entering, and
So
you're coming in fresh and hot.
yeah, it's so first is let's talk about the team. Okay,
Yeah.
growing team, and the most important is the team, right?
Mm.
So so when you start your own startup, you bank on your own contacts, right? Your people whom you have worked with in the last 10 to 15 years, and that's what we did. We handpicked
Mm.
and we went to our friends, our people with whom we worked with, if they are
Yeah.
willing to come, and they know you. You've been. I know. I mean, our technologists. Some of them have. I worked with them for 12 years in the past, 13 years in the past.
Mm.
So they say, "Oh, we just totally connect. We like, okay, fine. This makes sense, and I'm going to join you." So I would say 95% of our team, even today, is built uh, around the people whom we know or whom we have
Wow.
known in the past, and they just
Wow.
join. They say, okay, fine, I'm not joining a startup, I'm joining you, I'm joining the journey.
Mm.
So so they join, so that's how most of the team has got built up,
Got it.
right? On the customer front, what we realized is that it's that same connect, the same the same viral marketing which helps.
Mhm.
Same, because you can throw thousands of dollars on Google Ads, right?
Yeah.
And it everyone is doing that.
Correct.
But what we did was everyone of us, everyone had it is everyone is a mouthpiece. Everyone is a spreader of the
Of
news.
course.
Okay,
Mhm.
they are they every customer is an ambassador in itself,
Yeah.
and that's what drives. That's how we differentiate ourselves.
Mhm.
It is a crowded space, but the product speaks for itself,
Absolutely.
uh, right? And then secondly, again, like I said, our passion rubs off. Our customers' loyalty rubs off, and they're
Mhm.
like, okay, fine. We know hundreds of people. They say that they get their first Bitcoin from us. They bought their first Bitcoin from us, and
Mhm.
you never forget. You never forget. Okay, and some people who bought their Bitcoin when it was 6,000, they're like, "Wow, I bought it at that point of time. I'm very happy."
Yeah.
Within
And
the
look at it
year,
now.
it's like three times. Very
Mhm.
happy. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So they're not running away. They're like, okay, fine. I want to hold on. I'm very happy with what's going
Mhm.
on. And they learn about it. They talk about to people, etc.
Hodl, they say.
So yeah, that's what huddle. Yes, huddle is a, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what it is. That's amazing. Now, last question before I take our last break. Uh, when you built product, so of course you built it with years of experience, but what did you do something differently with B21 that allowed you to really scale? Because one thing that I also want to, I'm very very particular of, is when you get to product hunt, you must be doing something incredibly right when you get to product hunt, because not every startup gets to be hunted on product hunt, and you guys made it there.
Yeah.
And that's the most curated list of the hottest startups in the land,
Yeah.
in the world.
In the world, yeah.
So you need to be really creme de la creme per se for you to make it. And what did you do in the product that allowed you to again be in product hunt like that?
Look, I think it's a story, right? It's the passion which actually shows in all the aspects,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you are using the product yourself, if you, I mean, I use my own product every single day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I look at the price, I balance my portfolio, I want to buy or sell. Okay, that shows that the product is needed. That shows the, and then I know what is not working, what needs changed, where I am getting stuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that helps, and then spreading the word out. Okay, if you see the team or we ourselves are our biggest
Users.
biggest marketers,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
users and marketers. So
Got it.
I tell everyone about my story, and
Got
then
it.
people join, and it one becomes two, and two becomes four, and four becomes 16,
Yep.
and it just
Yep.
doesn't stop,
There you
right?
go. Amazing. And then again, that's something. That's why when you guys jump to sponsors like say you want to collab with me, it's like, dude, this is the easiest thing I can talk about easily because I get it right away. You didn't,
Yeah,
Diraj didn't even have to tell me. He's like, oh God, this is
yeah,
amazing,
exactly. I
right?
remember the conversation.
Like
Yeah,
boom, easy. Okay, I know exactly how I'm gonna talk about you guys because without you telling me, I felt that it's something that was built from the heart because I knew that you guys somehow, some way, was heavy users of your own product. Because if you're, it's in product development. As weird as it may sound, they always say in the streets, "Don't get high your own supply." It's the complete opposite in product development. You need to get high on your own supply, right? But
yeah.
don't fall in love with the product because sometimes the other flip side of this is that some people fall in love that they
They
think
don't
it's
ship it
already
out.
perfect, correct? That oh shoot, this is it, and then that's why they don't get the scale. But how did you make that balance without I mean, being the user, but without falling in love with your product too much to make the right tweaks needed?
Look, the actually it is the nature of the product itself. Unless it is live, you do not even know. Payments cannot happen in a staging environment,
Of
right? In a
course,
test environment,
it has
right?
to be in
Money,
production.
yeah, money has to move in the real world,
Right.
right? You cannot buy a Bitcoin in your dev environment or a staging environment, right? The money has to be
Yeah.
bought, or the Bitcoin has to be bought when you're live. So that actually, it was like it took care of itself, right? And
Mm,
so it was even more fun that we want it live more. We want people to look at it more because we want to use it.
got it.
So so it thankfully it the nature of the product helped in this matter. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, now Nitin, I need you to take. We'll take our last break, and then we come back. We'll now pay it forward to the rest of
Okay.
the world again for our season finale. Well, let's talk about that more after the break. And we're back from the break. We're still with Nitin Agarwal again of B21, who's had an amazing, amazing episode by far. But the best is yet to come because now he's going to pay it forward and again cap this year off 2020 with amazing advice. Now, before I get to the advice that you get, I want to understand now. Uh, for at this point of a B21, right? In your previous job, someone tells you the targets, right? Now it's your job to set the targets for those people. How do you make sure that those targets are still are is uncomfortable for your team, but still yet realistically plausible for them to react? Because now it's you on that job saying, "Hey, I need you to do this. I need you to get this done." Blah blah blah. What's that management style like now? And being at this front.
Yeah. So very interesting question, and I'll tell you the way I do it, or we do it in our organization.
Okay.
So we call it we are co-creators. It's not that I create. We are co-creators. All of us create it together. So every day, the entire organization or the entire team comes on call. We have conversations. Everyone shares what they are doing. I don't tell them what they are doing. They tell, I'm going to do this. This is going to get finished today. This is what I'm picking up. This is going to get finished today. This is what my next step is. And
Like
I
a
just
daily
had to
scrum.
steer it. It's a daily scrum, but in which I don't tell what to do. The team
It's
tells, this is my plan
them.
and this is my
Okay.
target.
Got it.
It's like co-ownership, right? We are co-creating, the co-owners, right? I don't have to tell that this is your target, this is your date, okay? And then because the technology team also knows about marketing. They hear and they know, okay, by 15 this is going to happen. I need to make sure that everything is working by 15. So it's like normally it's co-ownership, co-creation. Oh, you're doing it by 15th, but you know what? On 17th, the app has to go live, the next version,
Wow.
because we know the iOS apps will not get approved when there is a holiday season. So we
Makes
need to
sense.
we need to so it's like because and that helps because I can't think everything together. So that
Right.
we together, I can't think all possibilities. The culture which we have is co-ownership,
Mm.
co-creation. So we create our own targets together. We deliver on those targets, and sometimes targets are very stretched, but
Mm.
because we have created it ourselves, so we strive, and that's the beauty. This is my way of working for myself as well.
Mhm.
Like going back to my same sales days, I was given the target, but the target was every two months revised because that target was already met, right? So the fun stuff was, I remember, I'm just sharing one anecdote. I remember we having a conversation with our chairman, or our not our chairman, actually our biggest biggest financier,
Okay.
and he's saying, "Oh, if you hit this number, uh, we'll do this. We'll have a party on
Mhm.
in Ibiza,
Oh
something like
wow.
that."
Visa. Wow.
Right? He owns a boat there. Okay, he owns a yacht
Oh
there.
man.
I said, "Okay, fine."
Wow.
And he said, "You think you're gonna get there?" I said, "Yeah, for sure."
Ready the boat.
And 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 he immediately he's like, "Okay, let me just double check if the number is correct or not." Okay, because by the time he was thinking about the number, I was thinking
uh,
about, "Oh, I'm already there," right?
yes, you're
Okay,
winning it.
yeah, it's about again winning it in the mind. Oh, I'm already there. I just need to probably do it for 45 more days rather than 6 months he's giving it,
Yeah.
right? So that was and that's the culture again. Like I said, it is contagious.
Mhm.
It rubs off on people,
Mhm.
and we just start putting
Mhm.
that in our own lives,
All
right?
right.
We don't. So I am not defined by a target given by anyone. I was never, right?
Makes
And then
sense.
my team now is never defined by the target given by someone else. They give their own targets and they say, "Fine, we'll reach it."
There
Okay,
you go.
and astonishingly, they give targets which are much more stricter than I would have given,
Wow. That's
right?
amazing.
So and that is the fun part. If I say that, hey, can we do it by end of this month? Oh, they will probably say, oh, we will probably finish it 21st. So I don't even have to say 31st, and they will give me a date before, even better. So that's
That's
the beauty
correct.
of it.
That's absolutely correct. And I can already tell that you have an amazing culture because the buy-in is so immense that again, if you're not the one setting the targets and everybody's setting that ceiling higher and higher on themselves, then again, they're already winning it together as a team, in like a unit, you know.
Yeah. So again, I'll also say one more additional point, and because I'm sharing it for others as well.
Yeah.
In this one, in this mode, I don't have to tell them work 6 hours or 8 hours
Yeah.
or 10 hours a day. Okay, they can work. Some of my team just decides that they don't want to work during the day. They want to
Mm.
play with their child, with a son
Yeah.
or a daughter, right? And then they will spend the whole night because
Hmm.
they just will get more concentration and they will finish it off, right?
Correct.
I don't. For me, for us, for as an entrepreneur, as the owner as well, it doesn't
Mhm.
matter to me what time do you work. What matters
Absolutely.
to me is that it gets done. So it becomes much more better a culture, and specifically in these times it is much more balanced because you can create your own timeline, you can create your own schedule of working, and that's the freedom
Absolutely.
you got to give it back to your team, and not be, oh, were you available, not available, doesn't matter as long
That's
as it's getting done.
amazing. All right, now let's pay it forward to all the other entrepreneurs who are listening to this. Again, it's our season finale, and again, it's amazing, amazing episode by far. But here we go. All right, I have a question in terms of for those people who want to follow the same path like you did, Nitin, in terms of they're in corporate, they're feeling the entrepreneurial tingle now. You're like, sure, you know what, I can do this on my own. But they're probably scared making that jump because sometimes when you stay in corporate too long, it's a trap. It's very difficult to go out because the salaries, the benefits, and everything else in between is too good. What would be your advice for them uh, to follow at least how you did it for yourself? Because you jumped in at a when you were a little older now, right? And most people
Yes.
jump in when they were really young. We have nothing to lose. You built a career already, and you took that jump. And a lot of people listen to the show want to do that too, but I'm not sure if they're ready to take that jump. What would be your advice to make them consider it to take the leap?
Look, so I'll share first my part, okay, and then that'll help as well.
Okay.
So first, I had some money in the bank, so I was like, okay, fine, I can sustain without earning for a year or two.
Okay.
Okay. Second, my wife also works, so that
Okay.
helps,
Mhm.
right? So it's not like all the burden of the financial thing is on your head.
Yep.
Okay, right? You have some balance in bank. You have I have my wife working, so it helps. The third very important point is that I was not alone. I was not
Mm.
doing all by myself. So I will say that get a partner. If you have a partner, then things are because you do need somebody to sound off things to,
Correct.
somebody to work together, and that's why it's a journey of founders. It's not a single founder. Usually,
Correct.
you should have at least two. So have a partner with whom you can. If you get that, and you
Mhm.
get a little bit of your things right, and you're passionate about the product, and
Right.
probably you're building it for yourself,
Right.
you have a winner at hand. And I think another thing, last and which is very important, is you have to again overcome in your mind,
Mm.
which I keep on saying, right? We ourselves are limiting ourselves,
Mhm.
right? Our potential and everyone's, yours, mine, is huge. But if we
Mhm.
keep on limiting ourselves, then we're never going to achieve. So we got to win it in our mind. Oh, this is a winning thing, and everyone has its own ways to win it in the mind. Once you're winning it in the mind, then it's like just about
That's correct.
making it in the real world. Yeah.
Yep. And that's true because again, in my the book that I really use in terms of selling, Jordan Belfort style, Wolf of Wall Street. He always
Hmm.
says that the first thing you need to overcome is your mind because you are a product of all the limiting beliefs that you accumulated in your life. And like, oh, your teacher says you're not good at this, that sticks with you. And if you
Yes.
really don't go out of your way to really overcome that in your mind, they already won. They're already right
Correct.
because you didn't really go out of your like, you know what, I'm gonna overcome this. I'll tell you who I'm really made of, right? But again, it's hard, but you need to be conscious of those things for you to overcome them.
It's hard. Yes, it's hard. But
Hmm.
that's why entrepreneurship is not easy. But hey, once you get addicted to it,
Oh
there's nothing
man,
else, right?
there's no drug like it. I swear to God, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like,
Now, next question. Um, you again coming from corporate to being an entrepreneur. If they're not ready yet and they're still in the corporate grind, I'm very amazed of how you really just took a new opportunity and took it head on, even if you didn't have prior experience doing it. What would be your advice for those people that needed to accumulate the experience that they need to make them ready to take that leap if they're not ready to take that yet?
there will nothing which will teach you than entrepreneurship itself. You can never be ready. You will be as ready as today. In 5 years down the line, also you will be as ready as you are today,
Got
right?
it.
Oh, let me learn this also. No, no, no. The things will be completely different
Mhm.
when you are on your own.
Mhm.
Okay, and that will be the biggest teacher. It won't
Absolutely.
be. You will rely on what you have your experience on,
Mhm.
but that'll the situations will be totally different.
Mhm. That is amazing. Now, last question. Let's talk about crypto real quick.
Mhm.
Bitcoin is now doing another shade of this all-time high bull run that they're doing. The last time this happened, that bubble burst like hell and everybody got hurt. But now it's already surpassed that level. What do you think is going to happen with with the Bitcoin? Is it going to be a bubble again, or is just basically the start, or this is the base of Nepal going to
Mount Everest.
Mount Everest? And we need Sherpas along the way. Yeah,
Uh,
mhm,
Look, 2017, I was there. I don't know how many the big other corporates were there. There was no PayPal. There was no Facebook. There was no Twitter. All Jack Dorsey or these all the big names or the Visa was not there. All these guys were not there in crypto.
mhm.
Are they there today? Yes. Right?
There you
We are on the same price, but with a lot of one of the smartest people
go.
on this planet are into it.
There
Okay,
you go.
so which means it is here to stay. Right?
Absolutely.
That's the differentiating factor of 2017 and 2020. It
All
is
right.
not it is not about it is here to stay. It has been acknowledged by even BlackRock, the
Mhm.
CEO and CIO of BlackRock acknowledging that,
Yeah.
right? So it is here to stay. It is not 2017. I am glad that I was part. I was part of the 2017 as well,
Hmm.
because I can proudly say I have been part of 2017, which none of these big names have been. So so
Yeah.
I think that we are on a nice run. We are on the right track. It
Mhm.
cannot be neglected. That's
There
the
you go.
first point. It cannot be neglected uh, any longer.
Mhm.
And I think we this is an interesting one. I have not tweeted. I've not said anything about the all-time high
Mhm.
yet, because in my mind it is still not an all-time high. I
Yep.
want to see an all-time high. And this is what my wish for 2021 is. I want to tweet every single day that Bitcoin hit a new all-time high,
Wow. That's
right? So
yep.
it reaches an all-time high. Next day it is $5 more. It's again an all-time high. Next day it is $5 more. It is again an all-time high,
There you go.
right? That will be the fun part, right? We
Absolutely.
succeed,
A
continue
new
to
summit
right in
every
front of
single time that you have
it.
to do it. Now, last question. If someone is ready to invest and they see the trend, and again, B21 is there, what would your advice be for those people that are now ready, but they're not pulling the trigger for some weird reason? How do they do that, and where do you suggest them to make that
Look,
first jump into the crypto world out there?
Look, you can use many apps. There are many places you can use. I would say do your research, try and do it on a regulated place. Okay. I would also suggest, I would say that start small. Okay. If you're not ready, don't put in $2,000, $5,000 into it. Start small,
Yep.
right? Right. Put $100 in, put a $25 in, put a $50 in, and then become comfortable. Don't get into. I would say start small. Start with the top coins in mind. Okay. Start, maybe diversify. Maybe buy for $100 5 coins and start there. Right.
Got it.
That's just the basics of investing, which has worked for years. Right.
Absolutely.
And then once you get comfortable, then you can do your own analysis of what all you want to do and how long you want to stay.
Hmm.
So that's where I would say we provide that platform too on B21. You can diversify your portfolio, you can invest in on the top coins, you can start with $25, and that's what our thesis of investing has been.
Correct.
So we give you a platform, we encourage to start. Let this be the day one rather than one day I will. Right?
Correct. Correct. And if it's just me, if you take my word for it, you've been listening to Hustle Share right now. There's no better app to take that day one, not the one day, day one. but B21. I meant that to rhyme.
Thank you. That was nice.
All
That was
right.
nice.
But before I let you go, Nitin, again, invite people over to download B21 and create an account and whatnot. What's next for B21 and what should we look out for from you guys?
It's extremely exciting days. Okay. In fact, I would say that B21 is ready for 2021.
There you go. Another rhyme.
So we are ready for 2021. You should be a part of it. You will see every day a new summit. You will see us beating our own imagination, and that's what we are here for. That's what we will strive for, to beat our own limitations, not get bound by it. Another Mount Everest and another one and another one, and we will not stop providing the best experience. No, we are all for the average person, not for the elite few. We are for people like you and me, and that's what drives us every single day. That's what keeps us awake at night, to late in the night, and then jump out of the bed in the morning to start again.
All right. Again, Nitin, thank you very much. And again, before I let you go, follow us in whatever podcast app you're listening to. And if we did say some jargon, it's going to be the show notes on hustleshare.com. And if you want to participate in how we grow this community for our second year coming up in 2021, join us in the Hustleshare community. And again, message us on our Hustleshare chatbot at m.me/Hustleshare, powered by Chatbot. Again, Chatbot PH. And again, thank you very much, Nitin.
Very nice talking to you again, and I wish everyone a happy new year and a happy holidays. Let's see you on the other side with brighter days to come in 2021.
Absolutely.
For the
No
entire
more
human
2020.
mankind.
We're sick and tired of 2020. We're done with you. All right. And I'll see you guys in the next season. Peace.
Thank you.